everybody, welcome to Art Journal Chat episode 3, where I create a page in my art journal and tell you more about myself so that you can get to know me. Today I am making a mermaid with a watercolor background. The full tutorial is up on the blog link below, so you can go check that out. But let's get into our next story. This story I wanted to share with you is, it's kind of embarrassing, I guess. I don't know. It was a scam where I was taken advantage of it. I feel like I'm pretty sharp when it comes to scams. There've been a couple, but this one I still feel really stupid about. I think this was probably, 10 years ago, and it lives rent-free in my head. We were living in Calgary. We'd been here for, I think, a year or so. And I was at a gas station in a more hoity-toity area of town, I guess. And I had stopped to fill my car with gas. And while I'm filling my car with gas, so the nozzle for the gas is in my hand, I put it in my car, and this guy walks up to me with a jerry can, and he asks if I have $20 to give him so that he can grab some gas. So I end up realizing that I had a $20 bill in my purse, and so I grabbed that for him and gave him a $20 bill. Now, why I find this embarrassing, I guess, is because if I was smart, I would have just taken the nozzle for the gas pump out of my car and put it in a jerry can and filled it with $20 worth of gas. But because of how he worded his question, instead of saying, "Can I have some gas?" or whatever the case may be, he said $20. And that's how I ended up giving him a $20 bill. Now, was it a scam? I don't know. I'll let you tell me or weigh in on the comments. I feel like it was, because instead of giving him money, he could have said, "Oh no, you can just give me gas in my jerry can." I don't know. I think it's kind of a smart scam because he got money out of it versus gas, but at the end of the day, let's just hope he actually needed it, because yeah, I don't know. If you need something, just ask. Like, I feel like I'm a reasonable person. I have bought groceries for people on occasion. I donate money. I give money, but don't scam it out of me. You know what I mean? Like, if you needed money, just ask. I guess it's easier for people to say no, but if you're asking for gas in a jerry can, it kind of throws people off, I guess. I don't know. It wasn't city center. It wasn't in the suburbs either, so it's not like he wouldn't have been able to get gas or help otherwise. Like, he wouldn't have to walk far for a gas station. I don't know. Like I said, this happened almost 10 years ago, and I still think about it. So, yeah. Another scam, I guess, was one of those post office scams where it's like, "Oh, your delivery's delayed." This time, though, I feel like I was a little bit innocent in this. We were going to Hawaii. It was last year. We were flying to Hawaii, and I had to renew my son's passport. And Canada was having all these issues with getting people passports on time, and it was just a complete disaster. And I was expecting the passport to be delivered back. I'd applied for the passport like 7 or 8 months before this, and we were leaving in a week. So I get an email from Canada Post, which is what what the government uses, and it says that they tried to deliver and there was a delivery failure, and I had to pay, I don't know, I think it was $12 or something. At the time, I was so stressed about this trip, and we were leaving the house to go out for dinner, and the kids were just being difficult because they didn't want to go. And in my infinite stupidity, I paid this money. as I hit submit for the payment, I realized it was a scam. And so as soon as I hit submit, I then turned around and I called my bank and I canceled my card and I went through all that stuff. Needless to say, did I get my credit card in time? No, I didn't. I didn't have my credit card in time for Hawaii. So I was using a backup credit card / my husband was using his credit card. And then basically the next 2 or 3 months was spent putting in my new credit card information everywhere it was. I mean, I tried to pay with PayPal as much as possible, but PayPal, Apple Pay, and then all the little bits and pieces along the way. So insurance and, I was so mad at myself. And I guess, you see those emails and you're like, oh, how do people fall victim to this? But all it takes is a moment of vulnerability, I guess, right? And then they got you. Like I said, as soon as I hit submit, I knew they had me, and I felt so dumb and overwhelmed and frustrated. I have to admit, it's taken, because what are we in now? April, this was last July. I think by December, I finally had everything caught up. So like annual payments and annual subscription stuff going through. So yeah, that was a nightmare. And then my credit card expires soon, so we'll be getting a new one. So I'll be going through that same process shortly. But yeah, I think those are the two biggest times I've been taking advantage of scam-wise. So those live rent-free in my head. The gas one really bothers me, and I know I should just let it go, but honestly, our journal chat came about because there are lots of things I should let go that I can't. So it is what it is. But let me know down below if you've been taken advantage of in a silly scam where you didn't realize was a scam at the time, or you had a moment of weakness and vulnerability, and yeah, it happens. Like it really does. And it's just a nice reminder to go easy on people when they do get taken advantage of. Quick story, my husband's friend was he needed to renew his parking pass, which gets paid yearly, and he was trying to figure out the best way to do it. He's out of town and wouldn't be able to renew it in time, and it would expire. So one of his ideas was to purchase however many, I think it was $2,000 for this parking pass, and he was going to purchase Visa gift cards to get his assistant to go and pay for it. And I giggle so much because I just think of cashier saying, no, you can't do that. But that's this month's Art Journal Chat. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know down below if you've been in the same situation. Thank you for your time today.